Sometimes there will be shut down out of control from governments or military. Sometimes there will be this potential for major hacking and destruction on these electronic networks. And biggest and most important and loyal to you would be cosmic energies simply taking out these systems. For some it would be shocking, it will be devastating, it will make a week of detainment by volcanic ash seem quaint, because if these systems go out, they will be irreparable and some irreplaceable. And it will mean that new systems will have to arise, and this could create what you would call electronic bubbles, meaning some areas will have electronics, others will not. We are seeing that in order for humanity to sense their identity, if the field is quieted, then you have a good shot at it. Do you understand? You are co-creators of your reality. How you feel about things, even when you never say a word to anyone else. Your inner feelings, your inner comments are like voting all the time. You send those votes up into the ether, and then all those votes start to create mass events. Now, we have been pointing out that in this time of great flowering of consciousness, and time of expressions of energy, not everyone is going to experience the same thing, or not everyone's going to see and recognize and know the same things. You are, through wide varying degrees, there is extremes on the planet of high intelligence, yet no knowledge, high knowledge, medium intelligence, and many who are simply just dragging a body around. They learn as little as possible. Do you understand? And it's fine. You have the choice to do this, to be who you are and to work your way up into a conscious being. But for all these people, it's going to be quite an intense time. And everyone is going to be pushed, nudged, urged, and shoved into greater expressions of responsibility and awareness. And so if you can set your sails on this course and take all the supplies with you energetically that you need, you can have, let's say, what we are calling the best summer of your life. How does that set with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Good, we want to hear that. Good. All right. So we gave you some preliminaries there, and we'd like to explore some of the ideas or concerns that you have. Remember, in addition to all that you will be dealing with and what the media will be showing you, that is only the tip of the iceberg. There will always be so many more things going on behind the scenes. And global leaders are scrambling and watch, let's say, the media break down in its own chaos this summer, because it's going to be difficult to have coherent stories and to understand the real truth of some of these expressions of consciousness. So let's turn it over to you on this beautiful, cozy May afternoon. May number, 14 is it? 15, May 15. All right. So who would like to begin, please? We ask you to state questions that everyone can benefit from. State your name, first name, loud and clear, and make sure what you are asking is relevant. If it's not, we'll let you know very quickly and we'll move on. How is that? So be prepared. All right. Questions, please.
I have a question about the sun.
All right. Who is it?
Janine?
You're going to speak much louder. Go ahead.
I noticed the light seems somewhat whiter, but at the same time it seems like the shadows are deeper. I guess I miss the yellow of the sun. I'm wondering if that's part of the change.
Well, there are definite changes occurring with the sun and throughout the solar system. But we can say this to you, Janine, that sometimes the sun can appear quite different to different people. In other words, you not all see the same thing. You take photos, and when you see a photo, you sort of agree on it. But in general, as your perceptions start to expand, you may find that your seeing and sensing of reality is more like an accordion, that as you move the bellows in and out, things change. So observe it, and invite the yellow sun to come back once in a while or someday. Your job in all of this is to pay attention and to realize that you are a co-creator. So our advice to you is, when you look at that sun and you see the shadows are different and you see it appears to you to be a bit whiter, talk to the sun and say, "Sun, what happened to that yellow glow?" In other words, it is important for each of you to interact with the field of existence as you notice it, to sort of comment on it, or treat the field and all of existence as if it is alive, observing you becoming aware of it. You with us, Janine?
Yes.
Let's say that again. That the field of existence, in her case the sun, would be observing her, observing the sun. And then her jump would be to say, "Sun, I noticed this about you." And the sun may answer you in some way, or creatures may answer you in some way. You would see synchronicities. Later on, a few days later, you may feel one of these rolling waves of psychic awareness come over you. They may happen with a shiver. You may feel something up your spine. Someone may say something. You may be sitting outside and birds might be tweeting, and then afterwards a thought comes to you. When you ask or you interact with existence, it always responds, especially as you expect it. So that's a good question, Janine. Practice what we asked you, all right? Questions?
I have another question. This is Linda. Related to the sun, when it's out, many times when I'm driving in my car, I will see a stream, like a beam, that goes from like the middle center of my car, like the windshield, directly to the sun. And no matter where I turn or get in a different direction, I still can see it's almost like a cord.
Good, excellent, excellent, excellent. And now, Linda,
Yes.
when you see that cord, sort of say to it, what are you there for?
Well, I actually am quite pleased with it because I do a lot of affirmations to Helios, the Ascended Master for the Sun, that I'm aware of, and just feel a certain sense of gratitude and almost like an unconditional love of outpouring, and it makes me feel good. I feel happy.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. We would advise all of you to watch these terms of ascended masters, holy ones, brotherhoods of light, etc., etc. Again, they are thought forms, and you give your power away to a larger extent when you speak in those terms. That's why we said to you, talk to that ray or that beam of light and treat it as if it is an equal, and you can respect the energies of the sun, but watch all of you your languaging as to how you refer to these lords and gods and masters. You'll only get yourself someplace down the road in a big box that you won't be able to see out of. So neutralize the language and just speak to the sun as a buddy. Do you understand?
Yes.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Listen to this. You've all had tricycles. Many of you played with dolls and blocks and puzzles and things of this nature. As you grow in consciousness, whether you grow in a religious context, a spiritual context, metaphysical, you use certain tools. But sometimes you super glue these ideas to you and they don't serve you any longer. Our general advice to all of you is to be willing to outgrow the ideas that you have about we Pleiadians, about any beings in the cosmos, about yourself in relationship to it. We would ask you to have gratitude and some big doses of humility, but not to be humble to us, to be humble to the power of all that is, and that you are a part of it.